Hello guys and welcome to episode 6. I hope you're all well, and this is what we are doing currently, sitting in 4th place, still having a very strong season. There's been a few mixed results though since the last episode against Weston-super-Mare, but it's still going nicely. We're sitting in 4th place on 58 points, 8 points, 9 points even away from Weston-super-Mare, who's sitting 8th. So playoffs right now are looking good. We're 7 points off top of the league, so that automatic spot may be a bit out of our reach now, but you never know. We're going to keep going. There's still 12 games left, so there's still a lot of football to be played, and I'm just going to give you a quick overlook of what's been going on. And as you can see, the average rating of Alex Wall is the best in the league with a 7.56. He has just been absolutely outstanding since I've given him as a chance. Or then months ago, and he's definitely repaid me. He has been so good. Yellow cards, Ian Herring has now 10. He's really racking them up. He loves the tackle, but he's been very good for us. He's experienced and he's got us through a lot of games, so I'm really happy with him as well this season. And Tom Meeshan has come back now and started hitting some really good form. He's now got 6 player of the matches, the second best in the whole league. If we go into the squad now, you can see the goals from our 3 main forwards, as in Hopper, Tom Meeshan and Alex Wall. They have all got 17 goals each so far. It just shows that if one dude gets injured, I can bring another one in, and they all of them just work for each other, and they are playing absolutely brilliant. The squad are very happy. Marcus Beecham, the young goalkeeper, he's wants to start getting to first team football. I don't know whether to start bringing him in slowly into these games and giving him the games, because we've just extended Lewis Ward's loan till the end of the season now. Reading accepted. We're paying 20% of his wages. I think it was needed. We had to pay that little bit of money out that I didn't really want to spend, because the club finances are going really well. We'll have a look at that in a minute as well. But we are going to start bringing him in slowly now, especially if we do get promoted next season. I'm looking for Beecham to be the main goalkeeper, to be honest, and bring someone in underneath him. And even if we are unlucky and we don't make the playoffs or we don't get promoted, again, he'll probably be the number 1 choice next year, because I doubt Ward will be coming back to us. Matt Carter, the on loan from Charlton, he's been absolutely outstanding, but he has now picked up an injury for up to 4 weeks. That's a big loss. Him and Maycock have had an absolute brilliant partnership in the centre midfield. Maycock is also out for a couple of days. And Callum Wilmoth last game just picked up an injury. He was fantastic last game. He's not playing much football this season, but when he has came on and been asked, he has actually played really well. So he's took Carter's place last game and did very well till that injury. We look on the schedule now, guys. You last joined us at Weston-super-Mare, that 4-2 impressive win. Since then, it's been very mixed. We've not picked up any consistent form. It's been a bit hit and miss. We then went to Chippenham and drew 3-3 away. We played Chippenham again under a week later, and we lost 3-2. We then went to Oxford City. I think they was like 20th or 21st in the league. Absolutely hammered them 6-2 at home. We then went to Hemel Hempstead, and I thought after the 6-2 win, we're really going to hopefully build on that and start putting some wins together and try and hit that top of the league. But it wasn't to be of that 2-0 defeat at Hemel Hempstead. But then we did go to Hampton and Richmond, who was second when this game came about. We scored an early goal, a penalty I believe it was, and Alex Wall again was absolutely fantastic. Tom Meeshan with a goal and James Clark, and it was 2-0 up inside 10 minutes. And then I just put it on counter, let it soak up the pressure, and we managed to pick up 2 more goals and just conceding a goal as well. So very happy with that 4-1 win. So I thought then again we could kick on and pick up some max points in the next few games. Because we then went to Bognor Regis, who was 15th, and Eastbourne Borough, who was 19th. So them two should have been winnable, but we only picked up 1 point from them both, which was disappointing. And recently we just had a very good performance and a good win against St Albans, which was a 4-0 home win. And today we go to Havant and Waterloo. Havant and Waterloo are currently sitting 14th in the league. As you can see, not a great deal of games left now, guys. There's only going to be probably this episode and maybe one more, and then we'll see if we're... So yeah, probably next episode, episode 7, you'll see if we've made the playoffs and see how we're doing from there. But today, Havant and Waterloo, this is a big game. It's a must-win game now. We do need to start picking up max points. We have got them a few injuries that we talked about, which is a bit of a blow. As far as transfers go, guys, we've still not been able to bring in that centre-back. We really do need one. Any sort of injury to one of our centre-backs is going to put us in trouble, but I just can't find one. My scouts, I've sent them about. They're not finding me the player I need. If I bring someone in, it's just going to be for the fact that he's going to just sit on the bench. And the players that we've got just behind the centre-backs are better than what the scouts are getting. And there's no one out there at the moment for our budget that we can attempt to get. But we are going to keep looking. For the next couple of weeks, I've sent all the scouts out to League 2 games and some National League games. See if they can just find me someone that can come in and do a job at centre-back if needed. Especially now we're in the crunch time of the season and players are starting to pick up more injuries. And which is obvious at this time of the season, especially the amount of games that you play. And as you can see, guys, the finances here, we're in red, but we've been in red all season. But the board have just injected an extra 45 grand into the club, and this month we've actually income of 6,000, which is the first time we've had a impressive income come in. We're still overall balance negative, just under 65k, but we've actually started been pulling more fans in now. The chairman said he's really happy because of how well we've been doing. I think at Bullpit Lane we managed getting up like nearly to like between 600 and 700 fans per game because of the good football and how well the team's going. So that's a really, really big plus. Obviously it's going to make us more money, and hopefully we can, especially get in the playoffs, try and get these balances and keep looking at the club finances, because it's very important at this level that you do not basically ruin the club, because you will get sacked for that no matter how well you're doing. So you do need to keep an eye on this, especially in lower league management, on this game. But without any further ado, let's get into today's game against Havant and Waterloo and see if we can get another 3 points. So guys, this is how we're going to be lining up today against Havant and Waterlooville. We've got Beecham in goal, the youngster, as we talked about. Before I had recorded them, Lewis Ward I thought was accepted it, but he has now, Reading accepted it and told him to go on loan, but he has rejected it. So we've only got him for this game, and I think the 2 more games after this. So he doesn't want to stay anymore for the rest of the season. I have offered to pay 20% of his wages, as I said, but he doesn't want to stay. So Beecham will be probably the #1 goalkeeper now, unless I want to bring someone else in on loan, which I will need to think about. But for today's game, Beecham is getting that call up. Ward is on the bench, but if he's not going to be here, I need to get Beecham some games just in case he will be my keeper going forward for the rest of this season. We've got the solid back four, of course, of Stonehouse left back, Rusbet and Partridge as our centre backs, with Tyler the captain as right back. Maycock in the centre of midfield with Wilmoth, due to the fact that Carter is injured. He's been one of the best midfielder by far this season, but Wilmoth every time he's came has done a job, so he's got the call up today over Herring. With Bignell on the attacking left side of midfield and Clark on the attacking right side, with my 2 top goal scorers in Wall and Meeshan, who are just on absolute fire. As I said, the substitutes are Lewis Ward, Jones, Herring, Hopper, who's on fantastic form as well, and Reese. So let's get into today's game and hope for another 3 points. We'll talk to the team, be passionate, say that we owe 1 over Havant and Waterville. Yeah, they've done that quite well. Here we go then, guys. Playing in the red kit. Can we continue this sensational season that we're having? To be honest, no one expected us to be this high, and we are just doing absolutely brilliant. And I'm loving this save every game. Oh, and Barker there goes down. I thought Partridge might have got a card, but he didn't. Right, Carter now for Havant and Waterloo. Oh, it's just over. Waterloo again coming at us. It's a good throw over and into a Deguncle, and it's just, I don't really know what's happened there. It's turned into his own net by Partridge. Nothing Beecham could do about that. He tried to get down. Maycock with the ball. Can we actually do something? He puts a great ball through to Misha, and he's been pinging balls like that all season, and that's got to be a penalty, and it is. Oh, this is going to be. This is a big moment in the game. Alex Wall now, who's on, say, great form, can become the top goal scorer so far if he puts this in the back of the net with 18. He steps up. And it's a great finish. Get in there. Just what we needed. Straight back into the game. When we do concede this season, we seem to be able to pull it back. Our heads don't drop, and we do seem to pull goals back quite quickly. Right, Pennell has it now. Gives it to Ballin. To Ricketts. Maycock cuts it out, but Barker manages to get it. He puts it out to Bowling again. He whips in for Haven, and it's a good defending from Partridge. He's not put it in his own net this time. But that was a great effort from Haven and Waterloo. Right, Beecham now, the young goalkeeper, launches it upfield. It's a great kick. Meeshan tries to win it. He doesn't, but Wilmoth manages to get it out to Bignell. He puts a great forward to Maycock, who tries to look for Meeshan again, but this time it didn't come off. Rusby now gives it straight back to the opposition. And Ricketts puts it through, but that should be keepers or Partridge to deal with it. He does, and Beecham. It's a good ball out to Bignell. I like that, bit of confidence. Wilmoth now to Meeshan. Wilmoth's done really well since every time I've asked of him, he does really well. He probably should get more games than he does. But Clark now puts a great ball in, and Meeshan with the goal, and he catches Wall up. 18 goals apiece this season so far. Right, guys, in at half time, as you can see, 2-1, looking good, looking very strong. Not the best performances, the likes of James, is that Bignell? Yeah, Bignell not putting in a great show, and a couple of the 6.2s from Maycock. So we are going to make one substitution. We are going to, I think we might take, yeah, we're going to take Maycock off and put Herring on. But just drop Herring in front of that as a ball winning midfielder, supporting Wilmoth. So yeah, we are going to just change it up a little bit and just add a defence, a bit of extra cover, especially with Beecham in goal. Ricketts now whips into Carter, and it's cleared off the line by Stonehouse. That was a great bit of defending. Right, Partridge now gets to Beecham. A bit of a boring half, this one. Not much has happened as we're pushing on to 72 minutes, but that's a penalty, isn't it? Yeah, it's a penalty. What is Rusby doing there? There's no need for him to trip him up there. And this could be risky. It's been a good half as well. We've just kept it how we wanted to. Nothing happening, and him to do that is just ridiculous. But Ricketts now steps up. Can he put it past Beecham? And he saved it! Beecham! What? You're playing every game, son. What a save. What a save. Beecham now launches up a goal kick. Only if I was Barker and I haven't a Waterloo putting on the pressure in this final 15 minutes as Tug gets it on the right. But Stonehouse does some good defending. He's having a good game so far. And now Meeshan is through. He's only got his defensive people. He goes out wide. He does do that. And he puts a great ball into Clark, who taps it in. And hopefully, hoping, I'm not going to jinx it, that should be 3 points wrapped up there. And that sits us third in the league. Only 5 points off top if the results stay how they are right now. We are going to we're going to pause it, quickly make a sub. Stonehouse having a good game. Wilmoth not having his best game, so we are going to swap him for Reese, and we are going to put 2 in front of that back 4, and yeah, we'll keep it as that. Beecham, who's had a blooming great game. The goal that he let in was an own goal, not really can do about it. He's pulled off a penalty save that could have gone to 2-1, and the game could have gone either way, but it's not over yet as Barker in the 82nd minute gets in and hits it wide. I think Beecham had that covered anyway. Partridge now puts it up, but Ricketts gets it to Witherington. Now to Barker. I don't know what Liverpool probably had the better chances that we've seen in the highlights, but the score-wise says different, and Tubbs just runs it out of play, and that should see us get all 3 points. And it does. Get in there. As you can see, the shots, they had 16 to our 5. We had 3 shots on target, managing to score them all. 18 fouls, and Herring wasn't even starting. So, 1 yellow card. We had 41% possession. We only had 2 clear-cut chances. They only had 1. They had 18 key passes to our 6. They probably feel really hard done to. As if you looked at them stats, you wouldn't have thought we'd have won that game 3-1. But it just shows how well we're doing this season. And what we are doing here, we're just going to get not much possession, soaking it up, but on the counter-attack, we are so deadly. So guys, after that impressive 3-1 win, we are sitting third, only 5 points off top of the league now. It's crazy how things change. Let's see if we do have Bath and Gloucester in games coming up. We have Gloucester and we have Bath. So these games could be the ones that are going to decide whether we get that top of the league spot or not, which, God, if we did, it'd be amazing. But if we don't, we're still having a brilliant season. But now only being 5 points behind, we need to make sure that we are aiming for that top spot now, I think. Gaining 2 more points on them is a massive, massive game. We have Truro next, who are sitting in 22nd. So that should be a game that's winnable. We then have Chelmsford, who are 11th. And then Gloucester, who are 1st. And then Welling, 13th. So the running's quite you know, it's quite pleasant for us, really. It could have been a lot worse, and there's a lot of games there that I'd say we should be winning. The 2 toughest ones, of course, Gloucester and Bath, so they'll be interesting. I'll probably bring you next the Bath game, if it's all going well and it's like tense and that. Whichever game I feel fit, but it'll probably be the Bath game. And then after that episode, we'll sort of know if we've got playoffs, if we can win the league. But yeah, so the next episode, guys, is going to be a huge one. We could be celebrating winning the league. We could be getting playoffs. You know, we may go on a bad streak and come out of the playoffs. So make sure you join us for next episode. If you've enjoyed this one, please leave a comment and a like. Tell me what you're enjoying about it. And also, I see a lot of people on this game struggling with lower league management. There's a few things I've done behind the scene here that I'm not showing on camera because for the series it might be quite boring, but that could get you good at lower league management. If you want me to do a little video on it, just tell you what I've done basically and what you should be doing when to setting up a lower league team to get the best out of them, then leave a comment. If enough people want to see it, then I'll get a video up for you guys so you can have a look. But